Morning guys, hope you're doing well. I tried to do this as a live video so you could post comments as I was saying things, like if you had questions, and it told me that I had to have at least 1,000 subscribers. That's probably not gonna happen, so we're just gonna record this, and if you have questions you can comment. Maybe if we just comment on the actual video on Google Classroom, that would work, or if you comment on the YouTube channel too, that works as well. So this video is going to be about coordinate graphing, which is the first topic that would have been for yesterday and the day before. There were some examples in your book, and it is a scale you guys started in 5th grade, but I just wanted to review really quick in case you needed it. So bear with me while I change over. Okay, so last year with Miss Morse, you guys started graphing like this. So this is just the one quadrant. And if you'll remember, you have the X values down here that go from left to right. And then your Y values go up and down. So the biggest thing that you have to remember is that the X number always comes first. So you're always gonna go from left to right first over here, okay? And then go up or down given your numbers. So for the first one, we have 3, 2, okay? So that means that your X is 3 and your Y is 2. All right, so I'm just gonna take this red dot, baby, okay. And then we're gonna go over to 3 on the X and then up to 2 and put your dot, okay? So you always have to, the way I say it is you always have to crawl. Like when you're a baby, you crawl before you climb onto things, right? You always have to go from left to right first, then up and down. So then 13, 7. We'll go over to the 13 here, my X, and then up to 7. So remember, like we talked about with that SpongeBob video, has to be on the line, right? See, is get as close to where they intersect as possible. That's just gonna help you out, okay? You see that it's like intersecting perpendicular lines right there. All right, the next one, 5, 0. So remember, that first number is what is gonna come first. So my X is 5, but then since it's 0, I'm not gonna move up at all. It's just gonna stay right there, boom, right there on that axis, okay? And then last but not least, we're gonna do the same thing, but this one, I'm not gonna move left or right any because X is 0, and then my Y is 5. So X is 0, then just go up to the 5. Okay? All right. So then what we're gonna transition to in 6th grade is having 4 quadrants, okay? So this is quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the names of the quadrants don't really matter as much, but just so you have the understanding of, okay, here is where you guys were in 5th grade, and then we're gonna add these other 3. But it is really the exact same concept. So the first thing we're gonna do is just label these different points, okay? So what their coordinate pairs are, okay? So we're gonna go in here. So this triangle I see is at 3 for my X value. Sorry, I'll get better at this. 3. And then its Y value is all the way up to 4. Okay, so 3, 4. Pretty simple, we've done that before. Okay, now we're gonna go into the other quadrants which have negative numbers, but it's right there for you, so it's not too bad. All right, so X comes first, so I'm gonna go over to -3. So my X value is -3 for this one. Okay, and then my Y value, I just went up 2, so it's +2, okay? You can kind of see that because you're going upwards. -3, 2, okay? And then your hexagon down here. All right, we're gonna go over to -5 and then down to -2. So my X is -5, My y is -2. Oops, can't type. Alrighty. And then last but not least, we have this nice little green circle. And so if I look at my x, it's at 1. And my y is -5. So +1, -5. Okay, so now we're going to transition to, okay, so we figured out the ordered pairs. So now if we have the ordered pair, let's plot these. So the first one is a little different. Instead of 1, -5, it's -1, -5. Okay, this one right here, this purple one. So I'm going to take the purple dot, and my x is -1. And I'm going to go up to 5. Boom. Okay. So maybe you could pause this right now, and for these next two, maybe like point at where you think they're going to go. Or just keep watching, whichever you think, if you think you've got the hang of this, okay? All right, so this one, I have -3, -3. So I'll go over to -3 first, just to form those good habits, and down to -3. All right, last and not least, I have 4, -2, okay? So I always try to start at the 0 and then go. You can do whatever works for you, but that just kind of keeps me balanced, so I know, okay, I always have to go to the left or to the right first, okay? So I'm going to go over to 4, the x, and then down to -2. Maybe? Boom. Okay. So let's check out your break calendar. Maybe. All right, so the first two activities were, the first one was just examples in your book to get you caught up. You didn't have to actually complete anything. And then the next one was the coordinate graphing picture, which is pretty self-explanatory. You just plot the points and then it'll come up with the picture. The coordinate graphing exit ticket talks a little bit about like reflecting things over the line. So let me show you how to do that real quick. So let's say you have this red, no, we won't do that one. We'll do this one right here. So let's say it says to reflect this across the y-axis. So basically just think of a mirror. If you're gonna reflect something, it just means that you're gonna put it on the other side so that they're equal. Okay, so if this one is -1, 5, if it says reflect it over the y-axis, all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy this. If I says to reflect it over the y-axis, I'm going to put it on the very same spot, just on the other side of the y-axis, okay? So here's your y-axis. I just take it from this spot, put it on the other spot, all right? If it says to reflect it across the x-axis, so here's x right here, I'm going to take this and put it at the exact same spot, just on the other side of the x. So that would be down here, okay? Here's the x-axis right here. Here's my point. I just reflect it, boom, to make it look exactly the same, just on the other side. If you have any questions about that, let me know. I'm going to go ahead and post this to Google Classroom so that you have it, and mean, median, mode, and range is coming up next. Love you guys. Bye.